Hi friends, this is Praveen. Welcome to our channel. Finally, the Zomato IPO will be here next week, and it is the first major startup to get listed. This is the 27th IPO in 2021 so far, and it is the largest IPO in last 16 months after SBI cards. There is no need for any introduction to this business as most of us have already been using the service. However, framing it in a simple words, Zomato is a technological platform which connects customers, restaurants and delivery partners serving multiple needs. From processing mere 30 million orders in 2018 to processing close to 400 million orders in 2020, from making just 1400 crores in 2019 to earnings upwards 2700 crores the very next year, and from partnering with just a few thousand restaurants to close to 4 lakh partner customers. This is how Zomato grows. And going back to beginnings of Zomato, it was started in 2008 just as a platform where restaurants can list their menu items and customers can have a look about these items. Over the years, there were many developments and Zomato has widened its scope of the target by joining hands with multiple stakeholders. Over the years, Zomato has launched multiple services and products. They started with a food delivery in 2015 where customers could then order food from any restaurant within the city just with the help of mobile phone. And food will be delivered at the doorstep by Zomato's delivery partner. This service added delivery partners in their stakeholders. Further in 2016, Zomato launched table reservation service. And in 2017, company launched Zomato Gold, that is Zomato Pro now, making this service a free cash flow for Zomato where customer pays a premium amount around 1500 annually in advance and get discounts throughout the year. With widening the scope, company launched Hyper Pure in 2019 where Zomato supplies the high quality ingredients and kitchen products to restaurant providers. These included farmers and ingredient providers in their stakeholders list. Business like Zomato rely more on customers and restaurant partners. Higher the restaurant listing, higher the customer base. Higher the customer base, stronger will be the moat on the platform, ultimately leading to increase in the restaurants. Each time you place an order, you pay certain sum to Zomato, less of all discounts. Zomato takes a cut here in terms of commission and they promptly transfer what left to the restaurant. If the Zomato can ferry an order by spending 10 rupees and makes 11 rupees via commission and delivery charges, then it has positive unit economics. Unfortunately, for the longest time, Zomato simply did not have this bit sorted. They could not make break even here. With all the above facts, Zomato turns out to be a new startup business coming up with the IPO. Zomato has a huge market size to tap and have potential to grow its revenue by more than 20% in the coming few years. However, profitability of the business still becomes a big question. And here you can see the company's financial statements. Let me summarize you. In 2018, the revenue of the company is 466 crores and it increased to 1300 crores, which is almost three times in 2019, and it increased to 2600 crores, which is almost double in 2020. And due to some pandemic issue and lockdowns, it reduces to 1994 in 2021. So, but you can see in the screen the revenue keeps on increasing year on year, as well as expenses too. Advertisement expenses bearing a more cost to the Zomatos. 494 594 crores to 3600 crores, and which increased to 5000 crores year on year. But the sad thing is it is still a loss making company. You can see in 2008 107 crores is a loss, which is increased to 965 crores, and in fact increased to 2300 crores in 2020, which is reduced to 813 crores in 2021. Zomato is currently a loss making business as we discussed, and it will take years for the company to be break even its investment company has made till now. In past, Zomato has done many fundraising to survive its business, which also result in dilution of promoter stake. Promoter stakes are also very low in Zomato, which is a quite trigger point for Zomato too. In the prospectus, Zomato casually notes that they have no listed peers in India. Yes, it is. If Swiggy had gone public before Zomato, then Swiggy would have been a listed peer. We could have compared their sales figures and scrutinized what people were willing to pay for these stocks, etc. But Swiggy is not listed in the stock markets, so we can't compare any other peer with Zomato. This is one of the edge where Zomato can take an up move. Zomato will argue that they have so many things going for them. The food delivery industry still only contributes only about 8 to 9% to the food market in India. Compared to countries like US and China, this is a pretty nominal figure. In these countries, they make up nearly 40 to 50% of the food market. So clearly, there is a lot of room to grow. And let me summarize the IPO details. The IPO opens on July 14th and ends on July 16th. So roughly there are 3 days to apply, 14th, 15th and 16th. And the IPO price is 72 is the lower price and 76 is the upper price. As we know, the IPO should always be applied at a higher price to get the application easy manner. So the market lot is 195. So you should apply a lot of 195 and the multiples of 195 into 76 rupees. So which comes around a 14,000 odd to pay for Zomato IPO for one application. And a user can apply a maximum of 13 lots. So which comes around 1,90,000 to 660. The 13 lots cost is. So this is the data of IPO. You can see the close date, open date, and the allotment we can check on July 22nd, and then if you are not allotted, then the refunds will get initiated on July 23rd and it will be credited in our bank accounts. If it is allotted, then the shares will be credited to our demat account on 26th and the IPO finally will be listed on 27th July. And coming to certain risks, which is a red flags for Zomato. Post pandemic, will the customers be ready to bear a higher cost and order food without discount? And offering remains a big question. Yes, it is, because the post pandemic, if there is no discounts and if there is no cashbacks, etc., the customers are not ready to pay the what I can say the full amount to Zomato. So this is a big question for Zomato too. And next, the competition. Competition remains a biggest risk as the customer takes no time to shift to different platforms where discounts are higher. Yes, if Swiggy offers a more discount to Zomato, then obviously customer tends to move to Swiggy than Zomato. So the competition is also a biggest risk. And next, handling a multiple stakeholders. Zomato connects the customers and restaurants, and there are multiple transactions taking place. Any problem from any of the stakeholder results in the negative publicity to Zomato. Handling multiple delivery partners adds up another big hassle in operations, which has resulted into negative publicity many times for Zomato as we see in the past. And next comes continuous financing requirements may even impact valuation in futures. With current scenario, it will take quite a good number of years for a Zomato to be a cash flow positive. Hence, working capital will be a major issue. Let me summarize this. Customers are one of the key aspects and the key risk for Zomato, and as well as competition, and next handling multiple stakeholders, and next comes a financial requirements, a working capital base. So this is the risk involved in Zomato, and just have a look on these two. And the last but not least, I will end up the video by a one aspect called question yourself. Let me summarize what to question. On a longer note, when you invest in any asset which is making a big losses till many years and the return of investment in business has very long tenure, the business seems to be very risky. Such businesses constantly needs funding source in order to survive the operations. And in case of worst event, it won't take a year for a business to become a bankruptcy. Uber Eats, as we know, it is also shut the business as Uber want to come up with an IPO, and in order to do that, Uber strengthened its balance sheet by shutting down its business. It's a big losing making company. So this is how Uber Eats also shut down their business because of the losses they are facing, and it is a time to question ourselves in terms of Zomato too. So this is how I end up this video, and thanks for watching. I hope I share my little insights. Thanks for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe.